Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a SimpleCore Redux update, kind of a channel update, that type of thing, kind of wrapped all in one. Maybe a little bit of a tutorial as well. First thing I wanted to mention is I have finally started rebuilding SimpleCore Redux with my new FunSoar frame. This is the blind joint frame from FunSoar. Really pleased with it. Went together really well. And I'm finally kind of just getting all the parts and stuff like that back together. FunSoar is also going to be making a acrylic panel kit for this printer as well. So I'm kind of in limbo right now waiting for that kit to come because I want to wait till I get my bottom and my back panel before I throw on all the electronics again. So I'm kind of just going really slowly and kind of assembling this as I kind of have time. It's probably going to be a couple weeks before I get that acrylic kit, but I don't want to rebuild this a third time. So I'm taking my time. Kind of the first announcement that I want to make is SimpleCore Redux is now just SimpleCore. This is the definitive version. It's simply just called SimpleCore. All other versions of SimpleCore kind of have their own naming already. SimpleCore Legacy and SimpleCore MK1. I'm just going to leave them as that. They're old, but that doesn't mean that you can't build them if you don't want to. If you do want to build them, they're on GitHub. You can, grab the files, assemble the printer if you like, perfectly fine. But from now on, this version of the printer is just going to be SimpleCore. It's going to be the kind of final version of this printer. It's in a really good place. I've made a few little tiny fixes with the help of some members of the community, just to make sure everything's as good as it can be. And I'm really excited to get this rebuilt with my blind joint frame, the few little parts modifications, a nice acrylic kit, have it fully enclosed, and then it's going to go right beside my Bamboo X1 as a workhorse. That was the whole idea, and then I can start moving on to other printers. So SimpleCore here, basically there's two main things that I wanted to update with this printer. Users were reporting that the metal 80 tooth pulleys for the gear reduction on Z were hitting the frame. When I originally built this printer, I assembled it with 3D printed 80 tooth pulleys. I just went on to printables and I downloaded, I believe it was the Rolohaun variant of an 80 tooth pulley. I assembled my printer and I was using it perfectly fine. Unfortunately, there are very different sizes of 80 tooth pulleys. The 3D printed ones seem to be the smallest. I have some very high quality machined ones that I get from Canada here. And my pulleys are like 54 millimeters. The pulleys on the bill of materials for this printer from AliExpress are 55 millimeters. So there's definitely was some variance there. So I've updated the gear reduction mounts so that they are now spaced 2 millimeters down from the frame. No other parts have to change. I basically just moved them down by 2 millimeters, and now there should be plenty of room for all sorts of 80 tooth pulleys. So those parts are already live on printables. You can go ahead and grab the updated version. I'm very happy with them. They clear the frame nicely, should be nice and compatible for whatever version of 80 tooth pulley you want to use. Secondly, a member of the community had reported that these Z mounts here for the actual bed, there was some misalignment with the holes in the actual 3D print. So he was gracious enough to provide me with his fix for the holes. And I went ahead and just fine-tuned a couple things that I wanted to change. And that was, I got rid of the little lip here. So the printing orientation of this is now much better. It simply just prints like this on the bed. And because of this, the teeth come out nice and clean. There's no supports whatsoever needed now. All the holes are nicely aligned, and there's actually also more room here for the belts. There was a little bit of rubbing, I believe, on the opening here for the belt when it passed through. So a lot of nice fixes, and these should be much better. Again, these are all on printables as well. So we have a nice flat spot here. Those were two kind of fixes that, as people have been building it on the Discord, I wanted to implement. I've had really great luck assembling this printer, and like I said, I've already had a version of this printing perfectly fine. But I wanted to just kind of highlight some build tips here for the actual Z drive and kind of go through that. Before I take a look at the Z drive here up close, I'd really like to thank PCBWay for sponsoring this video. PCBWay doesn't just make PCBs. They offer CNC machining, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication, and injection molding. Let's take a look at their 3D printing. Let's go ahead and add the STL for the book 32. We're going to choose a quantity of 1. Let's choose PLA, and of course we're going to go green. We can see our price here on the right, and we can go ahead and submit a request for this to be made. If you have an idea you want to see come to life, check out PCBWay.com. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to grab my camera off of the tripod here, and we're going to take a little bit closer look at the Z and kind of how I assemble it, and talk about a few things, a few tips for you building the Z. This is my preferred way to build this printer, is do the Z first. It's just the easiest way. You want to get the feet on, get all the Z completely assembled, and then you can start doing the gantry. You're going to have to be basically tilting this to actually assemble the Z and make your life a lot easier. So it's much better to just kind of start from the Z axis and then go up from there. So let's take a closer look at the Z. All right. Now this is generally how I like to assemble the Z axis. I'm going to lay the side that I'm assembling down on the table so that I can much easier run the belts and mount the leads. You don't want to do this in midair, trying to hold things in place while you're screwing it all in. I also like to pre-run the belt and cut it to a decent length so that I can have my belt cut while I'm feeding it through here. There's not a lot of room here. You can of course get at the bolts relatively easily, but you want to kind of have everything in place, and that's really the last step, is feeding these belts into the back. As you can see, this 3D print here sandwiches between the linear rail, and that's how this is held in place. It's a very simplistic method, but you do have to take your time to get it right. So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm mounting my top Z idler mount here. I'm mounting my bottom Z motor gear reduction mount here, and then I'm mounting my linear rail. What I then like to do is I like to take my bed mount here, and you can see this is designed to actually support MGN9 and MGN12C rails. Now, this can be a little bit annoying to actually bolt on, but I find the trade-off is worth it in the fact that it's a single part, it's simplified, and if you just pre-install your bolts first and then just lower it down on the linear rail, you can then just lightly bolt it in place so that it's loose, and then you can just simply feed in the back ends of your belts, tighten it all down, and then simply tighten the tensioner, and you'll get a nice taut belt, and it works very well. Once you do it the first time, the other two, I promise, are much, much easier. And then this way just ensures that there's no zip ties, there's no weird 3D prints and heat sets and all that kind of stuff to get these to stay in place. And your belts are nice and straight. This has been my favorite way to mount the belts pretty much ever since I designed SimpleCore. And this has kind of been a staple for this design. So as I said, the first time you assemble Zed, it might take you a little bit, but I do try to just make sure I lay my frame flat down like this on its side for whatever which Z I'm going to be assembling first. Pre-install the M3 into the holes that I'm choosing. So the top, extreme top or extreme bottom, those are for MGN 12s. The inner ones are for MGN 9. So for our Z-axis, another tip here is you want to make sure that your idler is not fully bolted on when you tension the belts. This has to be loose and spin freely so that you're able to properly tension the belts. Otherwise, you might get some uneven tension from the front or back because it's not able to rotate the assembly when you're tensioning this, when this goes taut. You want to just make sure that's completely loose. I found that to be the best. Also, you may find that your bearings here might be loose in their holes. And what I found is once this 188 millimeter pulley is tensioned fully with the pin and the idler, these bearings will stay in place perfectly fine. I know some users have reported that's still not the case. Depending on your prints and their tolerances, you may want to put a little bit of hot glue just to hold the bearings in while you tension them. Or if you go onto printables, there are mods for this printer. I do have a collection of parts for SimpleCore. I do believe it's still called SimpleCore Redux, but one of the community members did design a bearing holder as well. So if you prefer to use that, awesome. This is the second set of parts that I've printed. This one was an ASA. My previous ones were ABS. I've not had the parts fall out or my bearings fall out while I'm trying to assemble this. And when they're tensioned, they stay in place. But different printers are going to have different tolerances, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of paths forward for you if you want to use like a mod. You want to just hold them in place with hot glue or just try them first. Just tension this belt and the pressure of this pin moving back should hold the bearings in place. So again, assembling one of these first might be a little bit difficult, but it gets easier as you do it. That's kind of the case with any DIY 3D printer. And I've tried to make this printer as simple as I possibly can, and I think it does achieve that goal. It's just, there is a learning curve based on this particular design. But anyways, I probably will do one more video on SimpleCore once I get my acrylic kit all assembled. I do have some linear rails coming in from West 3D. So I'm going to have some really nice high quality preload rails installed on this printer, as well as a nice acrylic kit from Funsor. Again, if you want to support the channel and you don't want to do Patreon or be a YouTube member, affiliates is the next best thing. Either my AliExpress affiliates, I have a West 3D affiliate in the link below, and I also have a KB 3D affiliate in the link below as well. So if you want to support me that way, no extra cost to you, and it really helps out the channel. So thanks again everyone for watching, and stay tuned for some more SimpleCore videos. And once this printer is assembled, I am going to officially start building my ball screw printer. So definitely stay tuned for that. Thanks everybody.